Okay, so I decided I got a parking space my first time around the square. So I decided that I would go live again. It looks like my phone has got some fuzz on it or something. And let me pull my screen up a little bit more. So if you're watching, thank you very much. I'm Linda with Pinky Mouse Cakes, Cookies, and Candy, Pinky Mouse Sisters in the Kitchen, and I'm going to see if I can walk and show y'all some things here. So I forgot to put my little tie on that I bought at Hobby Lobby a while ago, so I decided I'd put it on. It won't stay on because I'll get too hot, but I wanted to be patriotic, so I stopped and bought this little 99-cent tie. So I'm going to, and thank y'all for jumping back on here with me, I'm going to turn the camera around. Some of y'all have seen us do this little walk before, but I just wanted, I hate going through Nacogdoches and not stopping downtown because there are so many incredible memories that I have of downtown Nacogdoches. So I'm standing here in the shade. I will be in the sun some, but I'm in the shade right this moment. So I'm going to turn the camera around and thank y'all again. Hello again. So I'm turning around. So this is around what used to be the old post office, and for those of you who might live in the area and y'all think the police station, we're right across from the farmers market or the hitch lot, was the old post office. It was, but this was the old post office here, this building, which is the visitor center now. So I'm just going to kind of pan around here. I think Dolly's Diner is down there in the distance, if y'all can see. Been wanting to eat down there, but I'm not going to today. It gets really good reviews, and it's kind of like a little cafe type thing, and it's open. There's people going in and out it, but just several little businesses here. And these trees have lights on them that are lit up at night and on special occasions. And then I'm going to walk around here. This is Main Street here, East Main. Once you cross North Street, it's West Main, and on this end, it's East Main. So all these buildings housed stores and places that were here in my childhood, which they're all different now. But this here is the 9 Flags of Texas marker. There was 9 flags that flew over to, or 9 flags of Nacogdoches, not 9 flags of Texas. And this just gives a little bit of information about it. I think they do really well with the landscaping around this building. I think they really do a beautiful job with it. And y'all will notice here on the bricks, and I'll have to turn around the other way, but I don't know how long it's been since they've started this, but you could get, like that's Nacogdoches High School. That's a big one of 1956. You can see the different names that are on the bricks here. That's kind of in honor of, a loved one or a place, business or something. And we've got ours right down here. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is, right here. These were the steps that used to go up. And they were different then, but these are steps that used to go up to the post office. This is the Nacogdoches Convention and Visitors Bureau. And this is Pinky Mouse Sisters in the Kitchen brick here. It's kind of a shadow on it because I'm in it, but that's Pinky Mouse Sisters in the Kitchen. And then this was, looks like a big placard honoring the Fowler family, which we knew the Fowlers. I'm not sure if Miss Effie Fowler was part of this Fowler group, but I'm sure she was. She was our principal at Nacogdoches, at Nettie Marshall. So this is a really nice building. They have books and brochures and things in there, and really nice restrooms, and you can see the 9 flags there in the window. Maybe you can't see them. That flew over Nacogdoches. And then we're back down here to the shade. And I love this this statue here, and that's someone that's hunting, probably a coon dog, that's depicting, I'm assuming it's a coon dog. I don't know if it is or not, but for those of you who don't know what coons are, we're talking about raccoons, but you know, they called them coons, just coons. That's the old commercial bank building over there. And then I'm just going to walk on around here. Lots and lots of bricks and placards to honor different ones. Little benches that you can sit down. And right in front of me is that red is the fire department, and that's been there for as long as I can remember, I guess pretty much all my life. Y'all probably heard us say that Uncle Jesse used to work there years ago. And then this is the back of the building here. Some more flags over City Hall down there. You can see that. And then there's an antique store. And then we don't ever go down the hill to the other park down there, but there's another park down this hill that has those beautiful, down South Fredonia, that has beautiful pecan trees. And then this used to be Old Stone Fort National Bank. It's Regions now. And I want to just walk across the street there, but I won't. I'll go around and go through the crosswalk. It's kind of funny because we didn't have crosswalks in my day. We just crossed wherever we could, make sure we didn't walk across in front of a car. But I'll be nice and walk around. You can see a little bit more of the statue there now, which I think it's beautiful. Back in the day, you didn't mess with people's coon dogs because they're hunting dogs, because they were prized possessions. Almost all men had hunting dogs. They'd hunt or tree squirrels or coons or whatever whatever they were hunting that day. Okay, so they usually have a lot of flags out, and I don't see but just that one there. See, I'm going to go ahead and walk across this. I probably shouldn't, but I am, because there's nothing coming. And if you'll notice our brick streets, Nacogdoches has brick streets. They've been here all my life. You might can see down the hill. You probably can't, but way in the distance where it says Lone Star Feed, it's shady. I'll just walk to this next intersection here since it's shady. I'm already hot, but as long as I'm in the shade, I'm okay. Way in the distance, up high, it's Lone Star Feeds, and down that hill where you see all those trees at, that's a park, and that's where the pecan trees are, and there's a little walk bridge down there, and of course that's low too, and that also floods during flash flood season. And it's like they got some kind of construction, but my mama has picked up a mini pecan down there. And I noticed they've got a lot of murals on the buildings now around here. I think that's probably indicative of a lot of small towns in East Texas. I've seen a lot of murals in Jefferson, and they seem to have a lot here in Nacogdoches too. So for those of you who don't know, I love history. I'm just absolutely enamored by history. I love anything to do with history. And the saying was, an Indian chief had two sons. Their names was Nacogdoches and Natchitoches, and he didn't want them to be ruling against each other. So he told one of them to go, I don't know, I may have this wrong, but like a couple of journeys, couple of days journey one direction, and the other one a couple of days journey in the other direction. And so Nacogdoches wound up here and established the town of Nacogdoches, and then Natchitoches wound up in Natchitoches, Louisiana, and established the town of Natchitoches. So that's the difference. Natchitoches and Nacogdoches, they're kind of connected through history from that legend. And you know, whether or not it's true, I really don't know, but I believe it is. I've heard that all of my life. Now you see these buildings over here? There is always a lot of noise in downtown Nacogdoches. This is East Main or West Main. We're on East Main, or Highway 21. After you get past the town, in both directions is Highway 21. And so this is a main thoroughfare, and it gets a lot of traffic going east and west. So we had across the street, we had Bell's. I believe Bell's was on the end, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong. And then we had Perry's and McCrory's, and I'm trying to think. One was on one side and one was on the other. I think Perry's was across the street. Some of you that's may correct me on that. And McCrory's was down here on the end, but I believe I'm right, and I may be wrong. And then we've got all these shops down here, and that looks like a little kitchen there. I've never been in there, not since they turned it into a kitchen. I've been in every one of these stores many times, but they were different stores when we were kids. Case and Monk was on the other side. I'm trying to think what else was over there. We had J.B. White over here, and this might have been where J.B. White was. I'm not sure. But let's see if I can see inside. They had upstairs in them. Okay, I think this was J.B. White's. Penny's had an upstairs, and I believe it was a little bit further on down. Then there was a drugstore, that light colored brick building across the street. That was a drugstore. Mary and I both got our first Bibles, our real Bibles there. Real nice Bibles. We had kid Bibles, but okay, now this was Penny's, I believe, here. And you can't see because it's too dark, but there's a stairway up there that goes upstairs. And then this was the other 5 and 10 cent store, and I believe this was the old McCrory's, if I'm not mistaken. There may be a plaque up that tells that. I thought there was, but this was a big store. Christmas time, these windows, or any time, these windows were just full of every kid's dream. All kinds of toys and just all kinds of little knickknacks and trinkets. It's an antique place now. But they had like a little, you see the stairs that go up. I don't know if you can see them or not because it's reflecting across the street, but it was a lot of really fun things to go in there and see. You could go to town and spend all day long in town. Me and Mary's done it many times, and just enjoy the day. You didn't even have to have that much money. You could just enjoy the day with, just quarter, 50 cents, or whatever you had to spend. You could certainly have a good time with it. You can see on down there, well, you can't see because I've already turned it off that, but the Goodwill and East Main Theater is down there, and a lot of other little shops. The business college that my daddy went to on the GI Bill after he got out of the Army is down there, or it used to be down there. It's where it used to be. Oh my goodness, now I'm walking west now. During Christmas, Case and Monk had an upstairs, and that's where Toyland was at. And every kind of toy for the day was in that little crowded space upstairs. And it was again, it was a child's dream to go see all those toys. Now they've got some flags out here, but they're just small flags, not a whole lot. I thought maybe they might have the street line with flags, but they don't here. There's a pretty flag in the window. That's really pretty. Now you could spend all day just going in these shops and just looking around. And I'm not going to do that because I want to get on down to the cemetery and get these flowers put up. spend a few minutes down there. And I'm just going to sit here for a second and talk a minute. So I hope that y'all didn't get bored with my little trip through memory lane today. It was just something that I wanted to do. I don't get to Nacogdoches as often as I'd like, but I really love my hometown. It's something about growing up in a small town. And at the time when we were kids, it was probably, I don't know, 14 to 17,000. SFA wasn't even a university, it was a college, and it was not near as hustling and bustling as it is now. And I don't know what the population is here. I'm guessing maybe 32,000, but it's more than twice as many here as it was when we were kids. So I didn't go on the other end of town, didn't go by our old home place, which I usually always do. The house is not there anymore, but I still usually drive by our old church. But I didn't do that today because I was trying to get to Lone Star Feed because they closed at noon, and I wanted to get there first so I could make sure that I got the hats for Charles and Edward. So miss my sister, but like I said, she's at the church today. They're having a little graduation party for some of the kids there. So thanks again for joining me and for sharing my little morning here. And I will see y'all Monday. I will be cooking something kind of fun. It can be used as a side dish, as a snack, for breakfast. So there's going to be several different things that you can use. I felt like I had an ant crawling on my toe. I'll know it in a minute if there's one on it because it'll be biting me. But it's going to be something fun. So join me Monday at 10 o'clock Central Time. Mary and I will be cooking together on Tuesday, and then back together at my house on Wednesday. So we love y'all. God bless. Today and this whole weekend we honor all of our veterans. It's something that's very near and dear to our heart because we have so many people that have gone on, that were veterans and that served their country. And Memorial Day is to honor those people, and we do honor them today. So thank you again. We love you. God bless, and have a safe and a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Bye.